This I can say this is one of the happiest days of my life as a pastor here, and it's really amazing having.
Is he looking happy? Are you sure? Okay, if you say so.
Yeah, yes. I remember one of the days we were having prayer walk on camp, and I was flying a drone there, and you were talking about the fact that you had a drone with traffic squad, and you wanted us to do something with it, and from there we started something new in traffic squad arm. That's the IT arm with the drone monitoring and all. And then one of the lessons I picked that day was the fact that you are not just a transactional person, you are a transformational person. You meet people, you want to see how you can change things at that point. You want to see how you can do new things. How has this been? How did you get to this level of always being? Or if I'm wrong, you can correct me, sir.
No, well, you go through life and you see quite a bit. I started off probably at the age of 16, being born again, hot for God. In fact, when I was in school, the University of Lagos, when I went in, if I saw you walk around and you are not born again, you're in trouble, you are not escaping, I must hold you down. It was that serious. Daddy Joe was somebody who I learned at his feet back then. Born again at what it used to be called Cemetery Road.
At
Ebutemeta. But then something happened. I got seriously disappointed. And in that disappointment, I left. I just strayed away and I went. So a lot of the challenges that young people will face today with the temptations, with everything, I experienced it all. I went fully away into the world. I did whatever I could, chased whatever I could, whatever a lot of people are doing today. They build business, chase money, do all of those things. I did all that. I started building a business, quote unquote, outside of Christ. I began to live a life outside. And then, roughly about the time I turned 33, 34, thereabouts, one day, it dawned on me. By this time, I had a son, I was married, I'd already set up a business. Had I paid? I probably had, yes. I had a house already. And so as far as the young people, my peers and all of that would be concerned, when they looked at me, they would say, this person is who we would like to be like.
As at the age of 33 then?
As at the age of 33. I could go wherever we wanted to. We could go on holiday. We could afford things. The business was already thriving, so we were doing well. But along with money and along with a business and a young man who was no longer in Christ, comes a lot of other distractions. So you have distractions with... Can I be frank? Am I allowed?
Please, sir.
Because I don't know how else to be.
No, sir. Please feel free, sir.
But there's a back echo. So about 33, 34, by this time, whatever you can think about for a young man who is in money, who is building a business, going out, meeting friends and all of that, you had everything. So I was married, girlfriends, all sorts of things, all sorts of distractions. And one day, I stood up and looked at myself in the mirror. Something had happened the night before. And it got me questioning my life. And I asked myself whether this was what I had been sent on earth to do. I describe it this way, that the Lord opened my eyes. Because I remember clearly coming out of the bathroom, taking a shower that morning, coming out of the bathroom, and looking at the full mirror that was in front of me. But I did not see my image from the outside. What I saw for the first time in a long time, and I've been running. You know, you'll be getting every now and then, I'll come into church, then I'll run away, come in, run away. Does anybody know that feeling? All right. So I'd come in, run away. I knew what I was doing was not right, but I also knew, and I kept giving this excuse, that if I was going to come back, then I had to be ready. So I was giving myself all sorts of excuses and just playing around. But on this day, the Holy Spirit decided that if I leave this boy, if I leave him alone, where he's going to go, his end will not be good. And so my eye was open and I saw myself for the first time in a long time for who I was. And there is a Bible passage that talks about a high priest. And that when he was seen, even though he was a high priest, his garment was totally filthy. Do you know the passage? His garment was totally filthy. He was a high priest. And that was who I was.
That's really huge. Okay, so you started business at a young age, and there are so many people here, like there's 70% of people here that are having issues starting their own businesses. They are having issues with funding. They're having issues with ideas, with how to scale, how to run partnerships. How would you, with your own experience, sir, because I know that you have so many things that you do, those that we know and those that we don't know. So how have you over time been able to scale and even start?
Okay, so which is the primary question?
Okay, the first one is, how do you start? How do you get finances?
How do you start a business, or how do you get finances?
Okay, how do you start?
How do you start? All right. So every business starts first as a small business. It doesn't matter how big, it doesn't matter how large, it doesn't matter whether it's going to be a multinational company and all of that. It starts off as a small company. The main problem and challenge that most people have is that this big dream that they have, they see the end, but they don't see the beginning of it. They don't realize that they have to start small. First, there is absolutely nothing wrong with starting small. There's a principle that I've learned over the years, which will now go into the finance. So the first one, just start small. It's an idea, it comes to you. It is not going to be big to start. Even though what you are seeing is you are seeing yourself as this business that is going to go all over the world, is going to be the greatest, biggest, baddest, whatever company, it will still start small. And most times it's going to start outside, inside your house, in your room, in your car, on your phone. There's not going to be an office in Ikoyi. It is going to start small, where you are located. And if you follow the Bible, it says, do not despise. Don't despise it. Because that is what will take you far. Don't despise it. But even though you are starting small, don't stop dreaming big. But start small, but do not stop dreaming big. So, how do you finance? Financing comes always from three principles, three places, three F's. These three F's have been put in place divinely for anybody and everybody. It's like rain. The rain will fall on anybody. Whether you are a sinner, whether you believe in God, whether you don't believe in God. There are certain principles in life that God put in place for everybody to discover, who discovers their talent, their purpose, or just wants to do some business or something to tap into. 3 F's. If you remember these F's, you will never fail. Failure is 1 F, but that's not the F. It's not the F. 3 F's. The first F is friends. The second F is family. And the third F is fools. Friends, family, and fools. Friend. What's the second one?
Family.
What's the third one?
Fools.
Friends, family, fools. These three have been divinely located to help you start. These three have been what?
Divinely located to help you start.
If you abuse them, if you abuse those opportunities, then your start is going to be hard. So, let us start with family, not friends. Let's start with family. So, you have an idea. You have been dreaming and pushing this idea. You want it to work. You need funds for this business, whatever it is. Whatever it is. You want money to start. The first place that you are almost always going to go to is your family. First place. Why? They know you the most. Why? They've been with you. You are most comfortable with them. You will go to family first. And the family is either your father, your mother, if you don't have any of them, your brother, your sister, whoever took care of you. Family, you will go there first. The first time you go to family, whether it's your parents or not, whoever, the first time you go to family with your idea, what's going to happen? They will not question you much. They know that you are doing something. Rather than sit at home, you have an idea, you want to push it and all of that, they will not question your business idea. What they will do is that, okay, my son is trying to be an entrepreneur, my daughter wants to be this, they will give you the money to do it. The first time, it's very easy to get that money. But because it comes so easily, most people, 90% of people who get money from family the first time, they blow it.
True.
They just waste it. They haven't thought the idea through. Nobody has questioned them about it. They just got the money easy. They blew it. After that money comes, remember you're talking about financing your business. After the first time, what happens the second time? Where do you go to? You don't go to friends first. Where do you go to? You go back to family. So the next thing you do is you go back to that same person. This time around, will they be harder? Will they be more difficult? They'll be more difficult. They will question you a bit more. Oh, what happened to that idea? Oh, it was a bad idea. Somebody stole the money. They cheated me. You have all sorts of excuses. They'll say, no problem. Okay, so what do you want to do? You know, that business is no longer good. Let me try another business. No problem. Or you want to go back to the business, whatever. Will they give you the money a second time? Likely. Harder, but likely. You blow it again. It's destroyed, failed completely. And it's no problem failing. You have failed again the second time. Where do you go back? Can you go back to family a third time? Huh? Okay. Maybe. Some people go back a third time. But it's much harder. Will they give it to you this time? Unlikely. Hardly. Maybe. If they give it to you, that's 3 times. So your family is now finding it hard. You don't want to go to them and all of that. So you remember your best friend. You people were in school together. You grew up together. You are best of friends. You've been talking about this idea that you have. So what happens? You fall on your friend. Your best friend. You've grown up together. Your friend knows your dreams, your passion. You have been talking, 2 of you have been talking about this music career since you were children, actor, whatever. You go to him or her. Will they give you the money? They will give you. First time, you blew it. The money doesn't go far. Can you go back to that friend the second time? You can. If you go back to the friend the second time, what will the friend do? The friend will, yeah. Or even run away from you, Abi. If you come back the third time to the friend after you have failed, what will the friend do? Huh? He will unfriend you. The friend will unfriend you. They will start dodging your calls. When they see you coming, they will dodge. You cannot abuse the money that God has given through friends more than twice. The second time that you abuse it, you can't go back to that friend. Family, not more than 3 times. Friends, not more than 2 times. Understand this very well. Because if you have not gone yet to family to collect money, know that you have 3 chances maximum. The first one easy, the second one harder, the third one very, very hard. But whatever you are going to do, 3 times family. After that, they will not touch you. 2 times friends. So who are the fools? Eh? Who are the fools? Banks. Okay? Who else? Who are the fools? All right. So for sake of time, a fool is somebody who sees you. You walk up to the person, does not know you, has not met you before, and you just go up to that person. But you are confident. You have everything. You have studied this fool from beginning to the end. You know what he likes, what she likes. You know how you can reach them. You know everything. You are prepared. And you walk up to him. And within 3 minutes, you have given your elevator pitch. You have told him why this is the best deal. God knows what, this, that, and all of that. And he sees your passion. She likes what she hears from you. She's impressed with your ability to just walk up and detail everything and just says, you know what, I'll take a risk on you. How much is it that you need? Say, whatever, 100,000, 200, whatever, 10 million, whatever. And he looks at you, she looks at you and says, okay, I will bank on you. Here, take. Then you carry it. 1 million naira, 10 million. You have been waiting for that office. Now you want to show your neighborhood that you have arrived. So you go and buy one new car. You haven't done the business. So packaging is important. So you go and package yourself with the whole money. And the business fails. Can you go back to that phone? Lie, Abi. Fools one time. But for everybody who is going to start a business, remember these principles. God places around you. It's not far. They're not far. He places around you the things and the ingredients and the people and the ideas that will help you start. Your family will help you start. Friends will help you start. There's a fool somewhere who will help you start. But once you have abused all of this, then for you to now get money to start a business is going to be hard. The only way you can start after you have abused all of that is that you are now going to get a job. You are now going to sweat. You are now going to work hard. You will save plenty. And that same amount of money that you could have gotten from any one of them, you are now going to take it from your own sweat and go and start small again. Of everything that I said, we came here to talk about business, life, all sorts of things. But of everything that I've discovered in life, the generation that I know that holds truly the freedom of this nation is yours. I don't want you to take it as light words. I'm telling you from experience. I was you 25 years ago, 30 years ago. And I was in your position back then when my father ran for politics and they set up political office and all of those things. And I was you looking at the entire terrain of politics and saying that what kind of nonsense is this? That I'm not interested at all. And then focused 100% on building a business. Left Nigeria to be run by all sorts of things. What that decision did was that it created a vacuum that allowed things to just slide to what it is today. Today there's another generation that sits in the position where we were then. And that generation in 20 years' time is the generation that will be sitting down in the position of power. And that is you. Please think, 20 years is not far. When you look at your ages today, from the ages that I look around here, you're somewhere between 20, 30, 35 maximum. Which means that in 20 years' time, you'll be in your 40s and you'll be in your 50s. It's your generation that will be doing things, running things. The relationships you build now is what will affect Nigeria then. If you are not interested at all in what is happening in Nigeria, then you do yourself a disservice. Many of you are looking to go abroad. I know I don't want to ask the question. The opportunity to go, you've left. And it's okay. I'm not going to have a discussion to stop this generation to say don't leave. I won't stop you. But for every Nigerian, I've not seen yet the one Nigerian that has been able to get up and leave and take his entire family, extended family, the entire village, everybody along with them. So no matter how much you leave, you're going to have an uncle, a cousin, a brother, a friend, a schoolmate, somebody who cannot go, who will still be here. And what will happen is that every amount of money that you make there, you will still be sending it back here to pay for hospital bills, school bills, funerals, somebody was kidnapped, something. So even though you may physically have escaped, your money still comes back. Your sweat still comes back. So you cannot escape not doing something now. So my advice to you is please be interested. Be very interested in those of us that have made the transition. We're not many. Be very interested in those of you, your own mates, that are interested in going. Support them. Be interested in what is happening. Look around. Just be interested in what's happening. And use your mouth and your action to make sure that 20 years from now, you will not be having the scenario that we are having today. It's your generation that will change it. My own role is just to open your eyes and show you the truth, that it's possible. And then carry as many of you as long who want to make that difference to come and make the difference with me. But I guarantee you, as God is my witness, within the next 20 years, the kind of leaders and politicians that we will have in Nigeria will be absolutely nothing that looks like what we have today. You will have the best, you will have those of merit, you will have people that you will be proud of, people that you can look up to and say, this is a true leader. Not just transformational, but one that cares about the people. But it's your choice, and it's for you to make that happen. For those who want to leave, I won't stop you. But for anybody who has made up their mind that they're going to make this country a difference, then you be the difference. Your impact will be felt far.